Hello everyone, I'm Emma and welcome back to the vlog channel. We've got a little project to do today and you might recognise this corner behind me from one of the previous vlogs. I think it was literally one of the first vlogs I posted on this channel, but so back in like before December of last year, we actually had both of our desk setups in here and as you can see there's not the most space in the world for, you know, two desks and people. Like my desk was the one in the corner and if I wanted to pee I would have to like dive bomb over the bed and yeah, because like the desks that we have aren't exactly like the narrowest. We've got pretty wide desks for space for stuff. So we moved everything into the living room because it also meant separation from like, you know, work and relax. But what we realised is this room is much better sound treated, like because of like the bed and obviously this room actually has curtains, excuse the poor lighting. It kind of makes sense to do all the recording and stuff in here. So when I say recording, I kind of mean like on-camera recording. Like obviously my 100-day stuff is actually mostly silent recording unless I like react to something whilst I'm doing it. So that's still going to be done in there. But it also means if I'm recording and Michael wants to use his PC, he can still do that. And there's a lot less distracting in here as well. I haven't got like road noise going on. We have a water fountain for our cats that I'm obviously not going to turn off whilst I'm recording. But there's a lot of reasons why it's better. Now obviously to do that I'm going to need another PC. And what I'm actually going to do is my PC from the living room is going to come in here because that's got all my good specs for streaming and recording, and sometimes I stream and record at the same time. And the new PC has very slightly lower specs. I think really just the graphics card is a little lesser. I'll put the specs up on the screen of both PCs so you can compare the two, but there's not that much difference in it really. And I also didn't want to like fork out for a huge high-end kind of upgrade. The one I've got now is great and I don't need it to be a crazy powerhouse or anything. I'm pretty happy with my current setup. So I hopped onto Amazon yesterday and I got all the parts ordered and they're all arriving this evening. You'll also soon see the setup that I have going on in the living room as well, which is where you've been recently seeing all of like my videos and stuff on the main channel. This is pretty much going to be my third full build. I've made some like upgrades to my PCs in the past, but this is the third time I'm actually building one basically from scratch. And I love doing that kind of thing, so I thought it would be fun to take you guys along with me. But we do have some errands to run first because I did forget to order also another plug board. I don't have enough sockets in here, so you guys can come along with me for that. So random update, okay, so the PC case is here. It's been here since this morning. Plug board is on top of it. Also, I'm waving around something else as well. Got some more mail, so the rest of the PC stuff isn't going to come until, I think it said like at least 4 PM. I've got DPD delivering some, had Royal Mail deliver some, and then Amazon doing the rest. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do anything until the evening, but I ordered some samples of Rogue Energy and they finally arrived. They took a little while, but I'm going to try the grape one today. I need the energy. I didn't sleep well last night. And yesterday was a day. I basically had to get the car for its MOT or like safety inspection, I guess, if you're in another country, and it took a bit longer than I thought. The garage wasn't where I thought it was, and it poured with rain like constantly, so I got soaked. I sped walk everywhere. I was walking like up hills a lot and stuff, so I'm in pain. I'm also very tired, so let's get some extra energy. Let's see what this is like. Okay, well something just arrived. I'm not sure what it is yet. It's the power supply, but I'm a little worried because that was just DPD and there was meant to be quite a few more things, and also it's like 2 hours early. So I'm hoping it's not the same person. Yeah, I'm gonna check the tracking. It's all good. Separate tracking number, so the rest of it is still arriving later. Okay, things have started to arrive, so I'm gonna get started on moving all this stuff. I've already hoovered under the desk. I'm gonna have to move that thing there. Figure out what to do with the yoga mat. I don't really know where to start. I guess I'll just move that thing. I need to get a duster too, I think. I'm also going to have to figure out where to put the lamp as well. By the way, one thing I will say I can't recommend at all is the PS5 headset. This is like the official wireless headset, and look at that. This thing's less than a year old, and like I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of coming unattached. I think it needs like gluing back in or something. And also, I mean, at least for me, they like squeeze my head and they're really uncomfortable, so maybe it's also a glasses wearer thing, but I don't recommend. What the heck happened to you? My Xbox has got like a load of I don't think they're scratches, it's like marks from something. I don't know, but this is going to get stored away because we don't really use it at the moment. I was only really using it to play Dreamlight Valley in here for a while, but then I kind of like lost that obsession. I got like hyperfixated on it and then kind of just went away, as things do with ADHD. No, I kind of think I want to put the lamp up there, but I don't really know how. I guess I'll put all the stuff in front of it. I don't know. Obviously not that paper thing, that's trash. I need to get rid of it. I was going to try and be lazy and like kind of just slide everything forward to put behind, but I think that's just going to end in disaster. Or maybe I can't. No, I can't. I mean, I'm literally holding the ukulele. What am I talking about? I feel like this looks awkward. Maybe it'll just have to go behind. If I had something to rest it on, it would be better, but I don't. Oh my god. Maybe not. Let's have a think about this. Actually, I could get it to stay there. I've got some like basically double-sided tape, but like nano tape, so it'll stay. I'm gonna get that. Do I trust that to stay there whilst I'm doing? Yeah, I'm gonna trust it. Here's the nano tape. I don't know if anyone's used this before, but I hear it's meant to be really good, and I don't think I need very much of it. And then if I just stick that to there, it shouldn't go anywhere now. There we go. We're all good. Obviously the scissors won't still be there. Those are not decoration. I think I've got some of my leaves tangled as well. I'm trying to like arrange them nicely, I don't know. I think that'll do. I swear every move I make just kicks up new dust. Okay, so the cable should all be freed up now. So in theory, I should just be able to pick up and move the PS5 without too much issue. There are a few cables attached here that I need to get rid of or move out the way. Was that the door? It was the door. Gonna have to open this in a minute. I'm so out of breath, I might just open it now, just so I know what's still left to come. Oh my god, the way I just like basically ran. It's so early and I'm here for it. Obviously I ripped off the address label. Hey, okay. Where should we start? Here's the headset. This is the one that's going to be going in the living room instead, as is this keyboard. I'm going to be bringing my keyboard and mouse from the other room. A new mouse. This is basically, oh no, what happened to the box? Basically this mouse is the not swappable one. I've got one where you can swap this plate out for other things, but I literally only ever use this one. It's really good for when you play any games that has a hotbar. What is this? Ah, mouse map. I haven't decided which one's going in here or which one's going in the other room. I can't even fit it all on the screen. But it's just your basic, you know, black long mouse mat. And then this is the CPU cooler I went with. Nothing pretty, I just want it to work. I actually missed that these were in the box with the rest of the other stuff, so I'm actually going to end up returning these because I've got enough of them, but I just thought I'd order them just in case. Alright, let's try again to get the PS5 moved. For now I'm just going to drop the Ethernet cable on the floor, because I'm actually going to definitely be needing that for the PC. We'll have to figure out a solution for the PS5 in here. In fact, I'm kind of wondering if I can put the PS5 behind the monitors there. Would that be better? Because then everything's still accessible, I don't know. Or I could put it behind that monitor. I say that monitor as if you know what I'm talking about. There's going to be another monitor there, a smaller one, just so I can like read chat and stuff and make sure everything's okay on OBS and such. Maybe it should go there. I should probably set up the camera and stuff first because I've got to access the back of the desk, so maybe I'll just go and get those. Here's my camera, here's what I've been using for streams and stuff. It's connected to a cam link. I'm just going to chuck it down there for now because the PC is going to have to go on the floor. There's also every chance that I'm going to have to ditch the monitor stand. I do like it because it keeps some stuff in it. Maybe I'll use it on the other monitor because it is going to be significantly smaller. Look at the sun mark. I'm probably going to have to move the camera up as well. So how are we going to do this? Because I don't exactly have the most amount of space. I've decided on the light going on this side. This is a very awkward place to put it. Obviously it's not going to be right in front of the camera, it's just whilst I'm positioning everything with absolute difficulty. That'll do for now. I just got distracted for a minute there fixing the IKEA lamp. So there's this little remote here and I can turn it on. Let me turn it down so it's not just like the brightest thing in the world, but I can also change the colour and stuff as well, which I think is going to be really nice just to chill, or like I can even have it on in the background of streams and pick a colour and that can be the vibe. I'm going to leave it on this like warm light though. I also have no idea if the mouse mat in the other room is the same size or smaller, but not the best fit. I mean, I could just tuck it under, I might just do that. I mean, at least for now, it's probably a good thing. I've left a lovely dust mark on it already. That's just wonderful. Well, I was going to say it's probably a good thing because I need to like weigh it down. I might just use our little switch cane case to do that for now. It's looking terrible at the moment. Just trust the process. And obviously, like I said, I was bringing in my existing mouse and keyboard. So as you can see, this keyboard is like very well loved. I use it a lot. And then here's the Razer mouse that I have that you can literally swap out the plates. Like so, but it stays on that one. And of course the headset everyone knows and loves. Those are just going to hang out there till later. I just realised I left my PC on in the other room and I unplugged the keyboard and mouse, so that's going to be a fun one to solve. I could just put it back, although I have got that little wireless one that I think I'll just use that. Alright, dinner break over. I forgot to take a little clip of the little dessert I had. It was a slice of millionaire shortbread one of our closest friends baked for us. There's literally like one square left. We like demolished the whole thing. It's so good. But now, back to prepping because the rest of the items are like 6 stops away. I'm actually just having to think about what we do next. I can't really go back in the other room to start getting more stuff because the air conditioning's on and it's loud and I don't want to miss the door. I guess I can just start unboxing some of the stuff we'll need for the build. You know what, it's 4 stops away, I should probably just wait. I didn't end up getting like an anti-static mat or anything just because parts nowadays are not as prone to the kind of static shock anymore. Also, I'm very careful about how I handle the parts, but also they also mostly come with like a anti-static packaging that I'm also going to rest it on just as like a precaution, but I've never really had any issue with it. Just got to make sure to be really careful. Alright, so we have a bit of frickin' Boxmageddon going on here. Excuse the squeaky floorboards. Monitor, we don't need right now. I'm going to move that out of the way. And now let's get this all open. So, where do we even start? Ooh, we're starting with the big one first. Here's the graphics card. It's a 3070. It's it's a tin opener. Definitely not for this build. Yeah, don't mind me just installing a tin opener into my new PC. We have our motherboard. Oh, wait, does it have Wi-Fi on it? Oh, it has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Wait, what? I didn't look for a Wi-Fi one because I don't really tend to use Wi-Fi on my PCs, I just wire them. But it's cool that it has it. And then we've got a DisplayPort cable as well, I'm going to need that for sure. I'm thinking this might be the cables that I don't need. Yes, it is. Essentially it's the power cable for the graphics card because a lot of power supplies didn't used to come with the 8-pin or not have enough 8-pin. I also have a spare. I think the power supply already has enough of them, so I think we should be good. And in here, the beautiful CPU. We have our 2TB M2 drive and 32GB of RAM, and it's 3200 as well. I haven't actually opened the case yet. I have like no room. Oh, and also this thing is just like basically a toolkit that is pretty good for doing PC stuff, essentially. And I don't know why, but I have this like outright refusal to use scissors. I would rather struggle. There we go. It says that I should turn the box upside down and then just slide it out. I mean, it's got a soft surface anyway, I don't need to worry too much. Oh, it's definitely upside down. Okay. Oh no, it's on its side. Ignore me. I don't know if it's just me, but it looks small. I'm kind of worried about it not fitting the graphics card. Oh no, that should be fine. That'll be fine. So I guess what I'm going to do first... I've made the mat like half as big because it's like a lot more stable. And I guess let's open her up. These are going to go in this case because I don't want to lose them. So it looks like this one's a lift-off one. Let's put you down here for now. I'm going to leave the protective film on until we're done. So I think these wires are for all the fans that come pre-installed on here. And I'm pretty sure I can take this front bit off somehow. Pull it by hand firmly from the bottom. I don't break it. Oh, there we go. I feel like that was more terrifying than it needed to be. And the reason I've got that open at the moment is because I'm pretty sure it wants the radiator to be in the front. So I guess what I'm going to do is just open this up and see what we're at space-wise. Because I think this is the bit that I'm nervous about. I'm pretty sure I did read that it could fit it in just fine. It's just, I guess, the size of the box that's making me worry. And I'll leave it in the bag for now. Oh yeah, that's plenty of room. Okay. I feel like, I mean, obviously it has to be well protected, but I feel like the box made it look like there was a lot less space than there was. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Okay. I've got all the screws in here that I'm going to need. It does come with a few cable ties as well, which is a nice touch. And I guess let's get the motherboard in. I'm surprised there was no, like, tape or anything on it. And I think for now what I'm going to do is turn you this way. I was tempted to just like move the front panel out of the way for now, but I'm gonna need to thread all these back through later. So I'm just like looking where I can hold this thing safely. This has got to go this way. And I'm just trying to carefully line it up with all the screw holes. Then I need to make sure I get this in as well. Maybe I should have done that first. And I usually find that these are generally kind of annoying. I think we're good though. So now I've just got to fit everything through the holes. I think we're all good. Now let's secure this in place. So, find the screws. They're so teeny tiny. Not gonna lie, I hate this screwdriver. It's got like a little pen holder thing on it. Obviously a magnetic screwdriver would have been a better choice for this job, but I don't have one, so we make do. Cool, right, that's in. So, I now need to remove one of these, but I need to check which one it is. Actually, I need to do the CPU first, duh. And I know it's probably an interesting choice, me trying to do this from memory, but I think I'll be alright. What the heck? Why? That's the weirdest packaging situation I've ever seen. Right, let's move this out of the way. And that. Let's just see what's in here. Which way does this open? This way. Right, so there's an extra fan, times 2. Probably going to have to remove some of the fans from the front, because I'm about 90% sure it said that's where the radiator goes on the Amazon listing. So I need the AMD bracket, which is this one. I guess we just follow this guide. I don't want to put the CPU in until I've done everything I need to, so skipping to the AMD section. Apparently there are arrows on this. Yes, there are. I need my giant screwdriver. I do have like some more normal sized ones, it's just I don't want to get something out I don't need when I've already got this kit. So I need to remove the original frame, but keep the back plate. Now here's where I realise I probably should have opened the back, because I need to hold that on there somehow. I guess this is my only way forward, okay. Where is my little screwdriver? There. Actually, my big screwdriver. I'm trying to do it carefully so I don't lose the screws. I mean, they're not going to be lost, they're just going to be like where it's harder to reach. So now it wants me to put these things on there. Right, I'm going to have to put you down for a minute. Get these screwed in. Deliberately haven't put the CPU in yet, just because I didn't want to like, I don't know, break or scratch anything. Or not really break anything, but just in case of any mishaps, which so far so good anyway. Did I only get 3 out? Oh yeah, I did. Whoops. Okay, that bit's done. So now we can put the CPU in. I'm going to line it up with the mark that's on there. And if we're right, it should just drop in. Yes, we're all good. Now, thermal paste. I think the bit I'm most nervous about is putting the pump on. And the thing with thermal paste is you also don't want to put too much on. Like, you need enough, but not too much. So now this is the bit that's a little bit difficult. This is the top of the PC. From what I've learned, we don't want to put the pump pipes at the top. We want them sideways. So I guess I'm going to put them this way. Plus the logo would make sense that way as well, I think. Or is it this way around? Desperately trying to look for the box to look at the logo. Wait, I've got the instructions. So it wants it the other way. It wants it upside down to what I've got it, but that's alright. The reason I don't want it this way around is because it'll be in the way of the RAM. We're removing this. So does this go on after? Thread the standoffs, clean the CPU, put the thermal grease, put the pump on. This looks like it goes under the pump though. So we've got to put this on here. Arrows, oh I see. So like this, and then like that. Yeah, so that makes sense. So you can't put it in the orientation that it doesn't want it anyway. This is going to be annoying. It's getting the radiator out of the way whilst you do all of this. That's the problem right now. Okay, I think we're good though. So I'm just going to let the radiator do what it wants for this minute. Secure using tightening nuts. Oh yeah, that's right. Cool. All good, all good. I don't end up like looking too hard most of the time. Like I'll look to get stuff in position, but like I end up doing more of it by feel. I have a bit more success that way. Because sometimes if you try and look and you can't see it, then you overthink it. But this is way better. So I want this on pretty tight, but I don't want to over tighten it. Just make sure they're all nice and secure. Okay. Now I need the radiator mounting screws. They seem so small. So it doesn't seem right, but it seems like from the, when I had the picture of the case, it wanted these here. That doesn't feel right to me. Maybe it is. And then I can secure the 2 of these fans to the radiator. Okay. Let's turn you around. Right, we don't need this box anymore for now. Let's have a minute to regroup. At least kind of. So now we want to turn everything to face me. Right, I've decided I'm pulling these out for now. I can thread these back through. It's not that much effort. So I wonder if these holes are actually for the radiator then. No, they're not. I'm just leaving that out so it doesn't damage anything. Let's just start by removing these fans. So how are these screwed in? They're screwed in from the other end. Of course they are. I mean, my other option is to put it up here. No, because it's not going to fit with the RAM. Weird layout. I mean, it might not be weird, it's just not what I'm used to. Oh my god, these screws are horrible. Right, I need an empty one. We're going in here. Do not want to lose these. So I'm just testing if these are actually going to go all the way to where I need them to. Yes, okay, cool. I was kind of worried because I wasn't sure how exactly they were going on, but I've got it. I've got it. I understand the assignment. Now just the pain of getting these ones out. I've just had a thought as well. I'm wondering if which slots it wants me to use for the RAM. It doesn't actually say. I've got 2 sticks of RAM, and on older motherboards I've had, they have come with like a colour coding situation, so 2 of the slots will be like grey and 2 of them will be black. These are all black. There are no labels. I'm not sure it matters. I might just put them in the first 2. We'll go with these 2. And the reason I want to put the RAM in first is because the cooler pipes are going to go over the top, so this is going to be easier. So yeah, I am thinking some things through. Although it's going to be funny now if I do this and it's the wrong slot. Or am I supposed to alternate them? I mean, like, I don't know. I'll put them in the first 2 and it should be alright. So let's make sure we're the right way round. Yeah, we are. I didn't feel like paying extra for RGB RAM, so we have boring RAM. All I care is that it works. At the end of the day, my PC lives on the floor. No one really sees it. It's kind of a waste. Alright, we're all clipped in. We're going to do this one fan at a time. We're going this way. And then where's the hole there? Here's where we start turning it so we can see what we're doing. Usually you'd mount the fan on there first, and then mount the whole thing to the case, but this is not the style this one is going for with this type of case. As soon as we've got like the first couple in, it's going to go so much easier. There we go, this is definitely latched on. So I'm not going to tighten it too much at the moment. Our second screw is on, but not tightened. And then this shouldn't leave too much room for error at this point, because everything should be kind of exactly where it should be. And then somewhere I should have another packet of exactly the same things. I think I've put them up. Here they are. See, I know in my head exactly where everything is, but for you guys it's going to look really chaotic. So I've got 1 row of screws in. I'm not going to tighten them until I have finished putting all 4 in, or all 8 in. Okay, cooler is in. So now I'm pretty sure this just goes into the power supply. Now before we do the graphics card, let's do the drive. There is a heatsink here for it. And then let's have a look at the size of this. Oh, it's so little. Genuinely never installed one of these before. Just realised I don't actually think I meant to screw this in the normal way because it's like raised a little. Oh yes, there we go. And the great thing is if we want another end too, there is actually another slot for it. I think the next thing is the graphics card. Getting this out very carefully. And I need to check which slots are going to be taken up. So if I just not fully put it in, but like partially put it in, I think the slot that I need is already exposed. Yeah, it is. Okay. Although I think I do need to pop one more out. It does kind of suck that these are pop out ones and not like screw out ones, but that's fine. Okay, moment of truth. Although not really, because I haven't done like loads of the other stuff I need to do. So where did the screw bits go? Oh, let's put you over here for now. There's an entire section which I've not seen before, I will say. This one's unscrewing. This is such a weird case. Okay, now I should be able to put it in. Doing this very slowly and carefully. Easily the most expensive part of the PC. I think we're in. So this doesn't come with any screws that are just to go in here, so I think it wants me to just screw this to there, but that doesn't feel right to me. This looks like the same screw. We should be able to use this. So it doesn't seem to come with a screw to like keep this in place. It kind of feels weird that it doesn't have one. Like the graphics card definitely didn't come with any. This is not a very satisfying peel, I will say. It's not that plastic that just comes off in one piece, it's like all stretchy. Just had a moment of thought because there was a slot here for the cables to go through, so I guess the radiator probably should have been further down, but that's fine because what I'll do is there are some other holes I can just slot all this through. I should probably do that last though, right? This is taking way longer than I thought, so I'm going to do the rest off camera and then I'll show you once it's done.
One eternity later.
I've just tidied up. I've got the power supply in, everything else is in. The only things that I need are 2 drives that are from the other PC, which isn't going to be the one that Windows is on. It's just like got my video editing stuff on it, which obviously this is the editing PC. So I guess I need to bring that in here. I should probably back up my edits first, just in case, and then I'll bring it in here. Okay, please excuse the changing lighting, but it's been some time now. PC is built, I will show you that in a minute. I've just brought my old PC in here, I'll show you that in a minute as well, but first I'm going to set up the monitor, because what I think I need to do is install Windows on the new one, and then move the drives I want to move from that into this, and hopefully that works. I think I've done that before and it was fine. If not, I'll just look up how to do it. I've already backed up everything I want from the drives that I'm moving, so that's not really an issue. If it doesn't work, I can just format them. One of them's already formatted anyway, it's just ready to go. I also found a DisplayPort cable and another HDMI cable that I'm going to need, which means I can return the DisplayPort cable that I bought. Better to have too many than not enough. Let's have a look at the monitor. Well, here's the box. I'm going to show you the actual monitor because I need to unbox it on the bed. It already came with an HDMI cable, so I didn't even need to worry about that. The stand is so diddy, but I guess it's a small monitor. Whoa, it's so thin. So here it is. You can probably see the camera slash phone. I'm going to attach it to the stand and then I'll show you it. Ta-da! And when I was like, oh my god, it's so thin. Look at that thinness. Not that I really care about it. Oh, that's kind of perfect. You can tilt it as well, so that fits really well. The way it just about lines up, I can't get over that. Let's get the plastic off. Did I start recording? I probably should have got the plastic off first, shouldn't I? Oh, I thought it would be like a wobble board. It didn't quite come out that way. PC is kind of half wired up. Power and display, keyboard, mouse and stuff. Second monitor's not yet connected. I just want to make sure Windows installs first. Obviously it would help if I turned any of the power cables on. Are we on? I don't know if I can tell. I guess I just... Oh! Oh wait, you can't even see. Look how pretty! Okay, bit worried that it's not showing up at all. Okay, I figured it out. It didn't like the way I had my RAM. It still doesn't quite like the way I've got it, so this first one, I took one stick out because I did read that could be an issue, but it wants it in slots 2 and 4. For now, I'm just going to get Windows installed, and whilst it's doing that, I'm going to remove the drives from my old PC. Excuse the sweat, it's been a lot of moving around today. I am straight up an idiot because I've just plugged in this PC here and it's going in the other room. It's fine. This is the one that's going in here. You know what, that actually finished really quickly. I guess I'm going to swap them over. One thing I am going to say is, I don't know how well you can see that, but there's meant to be 4 SAGE ports there. You can't actually fit 4 because you need 90-degree cables to go in these slots and they'll only fit in the top ones because of where it hangs on the case. And that's essentially because the graphics card is directly in the way of them. So I guess it's fine if you've got a small one, but bear that in mind if you get this motherboard and you have a big graphics card like this. Good morning friends, it's now the next day. Please excuse the cat fountain in the background, it's actually part of the reason that we wanted to have a separate streaming and recording setup, but obviously as you can see I'm in the other room. I had to just stop last night. I mean, to be fair, it got to about 10 PM by the time we finished like getting Windows on and putting the right PC in the right place and, you know, putting the drives in and stuff, and my body just ended up yelling at me to stop. So if you didn't know, I've got ADHD, which I think a lot of people do, but I also have chronic fatigue syndrome, and together they're a really fun mix because yesterday, in fact the day before, I had a really tiring day. I had to unexpectedly spend the entire afternoon out whilst the car was getting done because it needed some work on it basically, and they couldn't do it until like a few hours later, and also it was pouring with rain and it was a lot of walking and it was very tiring. I should have just rested yesterday and put off the build till today, but I had shiny new things arrived and I needed to do something with them, and I love building PCs, and building PCs waits for no one. So I did it anyway. I don't regret it at all. My body is screaming at me though. I was in a lot of pain when I got into bed last night, and I'm in a bit less pain this morning, but I do want to finish this. You can probably hear in my voice that I don't sound well. But we're so almost there. I'm going to get a clip later for you of what the setup in the other room looks like because I do have to record on it today. Hopefully by then I'll get a little bit more energy in me. I haven't had my coffee yet. And I was also saying to Michael last night, like, I'm so excited about my new PC and I really want to put it in here, but also I'm dying. I mean, not literally dying, but like, you know, I'm exhausted and in pain and stuff. And my god, I completely forgot how much of like a workout building a PC could be, because I had to like, once you start doing the cables for the power and stuff, you keep having to like flip the thing. I mean, I know technically if you had it on a table you could go each side, but we just don't have a table that I can do that on very easily at the moment. and then like keep getting up and then getting back on the floor and stuff, and just it's a lot when your body struggles with movement in general anyway, and you're exhausted to begin with. I've got the setup behind me. Do still have to move the microphone. I did compromise last night on doing something that would satisfy my brain before going to bed, so I actually ended up unboxing the headset that I'm going to be using for this setup, as well as the mouse that I'm going to be using for this setup, and I'm really impressed with both so far anyway. I haven't plugged them in and used them yet, but we'll find that out together. So yeah, I guess we should just move everything in here. Okay, well, everything's in. Good sign. And we're in. I did have to change the RAM frequency because it was on the wrong one. I've got 3200 and it was set to like 2166 or something. Not enough. So sorted that now, and I guess I just have to install stuff. Alright, I've got everything set up for now. I don't need much on this PC at the moment. All I have to do is kind of manage some of these cables down here and stuff and tidy up under there. And I still need to move the mic. Some of it's also trying to make sure it's kind of like tucked out the way when it's not being used. I think we got it down. And this is what we're looking like so far. As you can see, got most things in place. The only thing is, the fans on the front of this PC, well, the RGB stopped working. I think the RGB controller's dead, but I don't really care. You might be able to see I've stuck a cushion behind there just to help with sound things. And I do have to cable manage under there, but I'm not worried about that just yet, just because I need to prioritise the other room. My knees are killing me though. I didn't realise my knees would be so bruised from yesterday. So I need to cable manage in there because I need to keep it safe for the cats. This can wait for another day, but I'm not going to obviously end the vlog off until I've done all that and it's like finished. Alright, so now all I have to do is make some adjustments to the camera on here. So I've literally just spent the longest time setting up this camera on the vlog, and it didn't actually record any of it, so that's fun, but I think we're looking good. I had to obviously move some of the junk out of the way, and I think that's fine. I had to mostly close the curtains because it was messing with the lighting a little bit, and I have to move that pillow over there because that kind of looks weird, but I think we're good to go. Alright, I think we're all good. I guess it's time to get our first video recording. It's exciting. And I should have my first stream. Wait, what day is it? Saturday. First stream tomorrow as well. Well, update on the headset. I'm going to have to return this because it has stopped working. It's been less than 24 hours, not even less than 24 hours. I started using it this morning. It's now not working. Basically, I connected it via Bluetooth to the PC originally, and I thought the sound quality sounded a little weird, so I changed it to the USB dongle that it comes with, and it was working fine. I'd also removed the device as a Bluetooth device on the PC because I wasn't going to use it that way anymore, and then turned Bluetooth off. And yeah, it was working fine via the dongle. Sound quality was so much better. And then I literally got up from my PC for literally a couple of hours, and it was like turned off and stuff. Come back in here to turn on my PC and edit. I was watching a video in the background. I noticed there was no sound coming out. It was definitely selected. And then you see this blinking light here. It means it's not connected to the USB dongle. And I googled about the issue. Make sure it's charged, try a different USB port, factory reset it. I actually tried 3 different USB ports. And there was a video as well that was about, like, you know, put it in Bluetooth pairing mode, then change it back or whatever. Followed those steps, did another reset on it, and yeah, it's dead. So I think I'm gonna have to find a different headset. I don't really want to take the risk with this because, having looked on Reddit and some other places, a lot of people have this issue and a lot of people just get told to send them back. So I think this means it's dead. I guess I'll let you know when the new one arrives. Okay, so it's actually a good few days later now since I last filmed anything for this vlog, and basically things with the headset didn't really go to plan. I think the last you guys saw was when I went to use my new headset for the second time in that day and it just stopped working. Like, it just wouldn't connect no matter what I did. So I packaged it up and got it all sent back, and basically I've been having a couple of weeks where everything that can go wrong does go wrong. I mean, not everything, that's being a little bit dramatic, but it's still like a fair amount more going wrong than usually goes wrong for me. Obviously there's the whole headset itself stopping working. That is a thing on its own. So in the meantime, whilst I was trying to figure this out, I got that one packaged up and basically said, right, I'm going to use my old headset, which is a Logitech G733, and I love that headset. I've had it for like over a year and a half or something, and it served me really well. It's very comfortable. I get a lot of comments on how cute it is and stuff, so it was one that I knew that I trusted, but I just wanted to try something else this time, and Basically, like, in the meantime, I essentially was having to move that headset from this room to the other room, like, every time I needed to switch setups, which was kind of annoying. Not a huge issue, but just kind of annoying. I got to my next Paleo stream, which was, I think, like the day after all of this happened, and basically I was plugging it in the front of the PC just because I couldn't be bothered to get on my hands and knees every time I had to switch the USB dongle. So I was trying to launch Palia, and for some reason it just kept on freezing every time I was loading it up. And if you don't know, Palia is essentially a cozy MMO type game. You can like farm, fish, craft and everything, all your usual kind of like almost farming sim type stuff. Slightly less farmy, but also online and multiplayer. And I couldn't for the life of me figure out what it was. I was reinstalling the game, I was updating my graphics drivers, I was checking for Windows updates, and I was just like, what is going on? And none of it was working. So I checked the Palia Discord, and apparently it was something to do with it not finding an audio output. So I was like, wait, are these not working now too? Like, I could hear in them fine. It was just like not doing what it should. So I unplugged the dongle from the front of the PC and plugged it in the back of the PC. Now bear in mind, the PC I'm talking about is the one that I've had for like a few years and slowly upgraded parts over time, but since moving it into this room, the front USB ports, it doesn't like to try and power them both at the same time, so I guess when I plugged my mic in it got a bit upset. Or I just have a dodgy port or something. So anyway, I plugged the dongle in the back and the game started working again, so I wasted like an hour and a half or something ridiculous trying to get it working, and all this time I just needed to plug my headset in the back of the PC, so I was like, okay, well, I have another one on the way, because at this point I had picked out the G535 this time because I'd heard a lot of good things about it, and it was essentially just like a small step down from the 733. Like, to me it was just like a non-detachable mic, no LEDs. Other than that, the comfort was going to be the same, they looked the same. We ordered this from Currys with like next day delivery, and it basically said, by the time we ordered it, it was gonna be the day after that, it was like after the cutoff or whatever, so we ordered it on a Saturday, it was going to come on Monday, even though the page still technically said Sunday, but for some reason it wouldn't even let me put through the order, so Michael had to help me with that. That was another thing that went wrong. And then Monday comes around, and he's checking it, and he's checking it, and he's checking it, and we just weren't getting a delivery time slot, and suddenly about like 3 o'clock or something, it was like, as requested, your delivery will be made on Tuesday at 8 AM, and I was like, as requested by who? It wasn't us. So that was going to be an extra day, having to either swap the headsets or just like use something else. I think I also used some Apple earphones for a little bit, like some really old Apple headphone jack ones. Terrible, terrible things. But it was slightly easier than having to crawl under the desk each time. So Tuesday rolls around. It's definitely past 8 AM. Person hasn't delivered it, and we get a new time slot of 4:30 to 5:30 PM. Okay, fine. So last day of having to use these little earphones or swap the headset. That's fine, I'll just wait. And we've got the tracking up as well, and we can see the dude's really far away, and I was like, there's no way he's making it here, like, in time. So the time slot comes, the time slot passes, and then I look at the map, like, half an hour after the end of the time slot, and I can see he's literally, like, 2 roads over. He's very, very close. I was like, okay, great, it's coming. Not 5 minutes later, I look again. Sorry, your parcel could not be delivered because the driver could not find the address. He didn't even try! He, like, the way I sit in the living room, we can see the window. There was no van that passed. It's quite a quiet road, especially in the evening. Nobody passed. He did not try. Like, we don't have a complicated address. It's just a door number on a street, like most other addresses. Actually, it's the easiest address I've lived in for a long time. So I was like, right. I, like, lost all rational thought at this point. I wasn't, like, angry, but I was like, no, I need this headset, please. So I kid you not, I got dressed, kind of. I literally threw on some joggers and some ballet pumps of all things. I just slipped the easiest shoes I could put on. And I was just wearing some random t-shirt. And I drove over to where he was last seen and he was gone. So I was like, okay, what do I do now? Because I cannot go another day like using these little Apple earphones. I'm so uncomfortable because they kind of hurt my ears. And it sounds like such a small thing, but like when things keep going wrong like over and over again, it starts to like wear your patience a little. So I was like, okay, that's it. I think like I need to do something. I think I need to take this into my own hands. I'm gonna go to Currys, which is like an electronics store here, and just buy a headset. Like I literally phoned Michael and I was like, I need to do something about this. I feel like I'm not gonna get this headset unless I like go and do it myself. So he was like, yeah, maybe it's a sign that like you were meant to get a better one anyway. So drove over to Currys. It was like half an hour before they closed, and I didn't vlog this one because I was just like, I just need to do this, but also I was worried that like I was going to get this one and this one was going to go wrong too, so I just wanted to make sure everything was okay before I came and talked about what happened. Now I was going to go for the G733, you know, like I've already got, because tried, trusted, happy with that. But then next to that were the G735s, which is a very beautiful headset, and yeah, I went with these ones instead. And I know they're a fair amount more pricey, but it's literally like Michael said, it was like I wasn't meant to have any of those other ones, it was meant to be this one. And you know what? I'm really happy with it. I am slightly worried about the ear cups getting dirty, but thankfully I don't wear any makeup. I don't know if you can tell, I mean, you can probably tell by the eye bags, but I don't wear any makeup. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is with my wavy hair, I do have hair product in, like not a crazy heavy amount. I mean, it looks like it at the moment because I've literally just put the oil in, but I'm worried about it transferring onto these, so we'll have to see how it holds up over time. But they sound good, they feel great, like I can wear them all day without having to have a break from them or anything, because any headsets I've had before the G733s would literally hurt my head, and I think it was due to the weight of them, but these are pretty lightweight. I am to understand they have a slightly worse battery life than the 733s, but that's fine because what I tend to do anyway is just turn off the LED lights, because other than me, actually no, not even me, I'm not even looking at them, like nobody really sees the lights, so it doesn't really matter to me. And I'm yet to test out the mic. I'm probably going to use it when I'm recording for 100 Days stuff, so most of that recording is pretty much silent unless I like blur out a reaction. So I don't think it matters too much, but again, I've seen pretty good reviews for the mic. I know it's not going to be anything like the Wave 3 that I have on my recording setup, but probably good enough for what I want this for. So now all I have to really do is cable manage the recording setup. Because of the whole headset disaster, I just haven't got around to it yet. And then I'll do the big reveal.